Okay, so I wanted to do a quick review of these Ultimate Ear WONDERBOOM 4 portable speakers. I am not a tech expert, so I'm not going to get into all of the fine details of the highs, lows, mids. I know the bass, it sounds great. They sound phenomenal. And the reason that I purchased two was because, as you just saw in the previous footage, I ride an electric unicycle. 3 actually. I mean, not at the same time, but I like to listen to my music, versus actually in my ear or in the headset, because I need to hear, what's going on around me or whatever. And for that purpose, these are great. These have the 360-degree sound. It has the standard setting. It has a podcast setting. It has what's the other one? I think boosted sound, which to me kind of takes away the bass and amplifies, the treble kind of. I don't know if that's technically what it does, but there is a decrease in the amount of bass that you get when you pump it up for the boosted sound, but I usually just leave mine at standard. So the positives are it sounds great. They sound great, especially when paired together. When you get them to sync in like party mode, I think it's called, and which is how I ride. Again, I want to, because the wind is, going by, high volumes of speed, whatnot, and I can still hear the music and enjoy it. Plus, it's like an alert system. Like if I'm riding up on somebody, or somebody's, if I'm on a path or something, they can hear me coming and, know, they get either left or right, whatever. The negatives, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, obviously, but the negatives would be that these batteries are advertised to last 14 hours, up to 14 hours of playtime. Now, I'm imagining that if you play these speakers at, let's say on a scale of 1 to 10, you play them around 3, 4, then you'll obviously get a lot longer. I don't know what volume you'd have to play your music at to get 14 hours, but playing these at 10, and I get about an hour, 45 minutes, 2 hours tops before the red light starts flashing on them. And the funny thing is they don't wear out at the same time. It's usually this one, which is on my right side as I ride, and this isn't far behind, but this will and then it'll once it, let's say if I'm 2 hours max, it'll just power off, and this one will still play, but again, not far behind. But I haven't tested the amount of time it goes after, but I have had both of them cut out, but I don't recall how long after the 2 hour mark. That's one negative. The second one is pairing these is a true severe pain in the butt. I would say 8 times out of 10 it doesn't work immediately. I have to turn them off, turn them back on. Let me show you. Okay, so yeah, we're charging. So powering them on, simple, connects right away, as you can see. Boom, connected. And what I did when I very first bought them, watching the Ultimate Ears, official video on YouTube on how to do this, I was, as soon as they powered on and connected, here we go. Now, this is what I do now. But before, I would, the little white light would still be on, and then I try and pair them. So this is what I've been having the most success with. I'd wait for the light to go out, like, hey, we're connected. There's no need for me to still be on. Then I would, okay, give that a second. Then come over here to this one. And lately, have actually, it would come down. So let's say maybe that would work 4 times out of 10. But as you can see, this would be, one of the other 6 times. So then what I would do is, reset that. There we go. Hold that down for about 3 seconds. Let that reconnect. Then I'd try the process all over again. And there you go. Again, that's not the norm. That's like the exception to the rule. That would be the biggest downside, because when I'm ready to go out and hit the streets and roll, I'm in here. It could take up to 10 minutes of just trying different things, powering them all the way back off, reconnecting, and then starting all over from the beginning. Again, this is the exception, not the rule. Usually it's try again. So the amount of battery that I get is not nowhere near 14 hours. I get 2. And the connection, the battery, I can live with. I mean, blasting your music for 2 hours, 3 hours, not 3, 2 hours, hour and a half, 2 hours, as loud as it will go, is going to drain some battery. And then I guess the type of music, you have heavy bass, draws a lot more battery. So I could actually, I'm disappointed, but I could live with it. Obviously, I'm not going to ride, and I usually, depending on how far away I go from home, it's probably about 2 hours anyway. So by the time I'm on my way home, these are, this one's dead, and this one has slightly, a little bit of juice left. So I can, still listen to my music on that one, but it's not far behind. And then the pairing. The pairing is the biggest deal. So, and I say all of that to say, if I had to, if I had the opportunity to buy them all over again, would I? Maybe for a lesser price, because I bought the 3rd version of these, the Ultimate Ears, WONDERBOOM 3s, excuse me, and that happened. I sent them back immediately. I was like, nah, this isn't going to work for me. I had some Sonys, which, here those are, and they're great. I paired, first time, lasted for hours at max volume, and look how much smaller these are. Now, of course, they don't have the 360 sound that you get out of the Ultimate Ears, but no problem. Pairing, sound was great, just not as, didn't project as much, but oh man, these are awesome. But I wanted to step my game up, so after doing a little research, seeing these and these JBLs. The clip lasts a lot longer, but it's a smaller speaker, so it's not really a apples to apples comparison to the WONDERBOOMs, but I don't know. Depending on the price, I think the price will be a huge motivator. I did get these on sale. I don't remember. I mean, like right when they were released, I think I got them for like $80. Yeah, I just checked. They were $80, $79.99. They're currently on sale for $78 new. You can get them used like new for $60. If I got them for $50 each, I'm like, okay, well, I only paid $100 for them, so, how mad could I be? Then sure, but more than that, I don't know. Overall, are they any good? Sure. I mean, the sound quality, for as long as the sound lasts or as long as the battery is good, is great. It's awesome. The 360 does its job. The bass and the quality of the speakers is golden. But you're only gonna get me. I'm only getting 2 hours, and the pairing is unreliable. Pairing is the bigger issue for me. So maybe I'm doing it wrong. I've done it every which way I could. I even called customer service, which for Ultimate Ears, and somebody was supposed to call me back. This is like the day after I bought them, which was months ago. Let me see. I purchased these July 30th. So, yeah, I'm still waiting on that call. But again, if you're looking for great sounding speakers, depending on what it is you're doing, these are speakers for you. If you want to pair them, you might want to look somewhere else. That's all I can say. Thanks for watching.
This is the Ultimate Ears WONDERBOOM 4, and I've been wanting to test this speaker for quite some time. If you have seen my videos before, you know how I feel about unlabeled buttons. All right, it's not as bad as it might seem. The lanyard serves as a reference point, and the buttons are different sizes and shapes, so it actually is pretty easy to learn what they mean. This top one here is to switch your Bluetooth source. The middle one is play, pause, and skip to the next track. And the bottom one here is the power button. Notice I didn't say anything about going to the previous track. You cannot do that with this speaker. Sure, you could go to the source of your music and use the previous function of that, but you can't do that from the speaker controls. Plus and minus, perfect single function volume buttons. I like that. And on the bottom, there's a little hidden button. And this is kind of like an equalizer. There is normal mode, which you'll probably want to use the most. There is an outdoor mode, which emphasizes the higher frequencies at the cost of sound quality. And there is a podcast mode, which emphasizes the vocal frequencies. The WONDERBOOM 4 is actually fairly small. It's about 4 inches in any direction, and with the rounded corners, of course. This speaker sounds really, really good, depending upon what you're listening to and how loud you're listening to it. For my bass torture test, I could only bring it up to about 35% volume before those cones started complaining. And my high frequency test, I could bring it up to about 70% volume before I started getting that unpleasant distortion. However, for most music that sounds fantastic at 70% volume, I wouldn't go above that. 50% is even better. It's not always how loud it's going to be. If you keep this, if you work with this speaker, you are going to get a fantastic experience. But you cannot overdrive it, or it's just, nobody's going to be happy. This hidden button equalizer thing, I would only recommend using normal mode. Yes, I see what they're trying to do. You're outdoors, you're in a wide open space. Bass is a challenge, but that doesn't mean jack up the treble and hope for the best. It doesn't sound good. And even with the podcast mode, I see what you're trying to do, and it's a nice thought, but the human voice does have a wide variety of frequencies, and I want to hear them all. So just my recommendation, put it on normal and never touch it. As you can see, the speaker is now wet, and that is because it claimed to be IP67 waterproof, and I can certify that it is. IP67 means it can be submerged in water at a depth of 3 feet for up to 30 minutes. And that's what I do. I put it in the sink test. It's not exactly 3 feet, but you get the point. And it played flawlessly for 30 minutes while underwater. I pulled it out of the water. All the buttons still worked. I was satisfied that it is waterproof. Underneath this panel, you will find the USB-C charging port. I do recommend that you let the speaker dry off before you charge it, just as a general guideline. You can expect 14 hours of battery life, and I think that's especially true if you use it how I recommend, the sweet spot being half to 3/4 volume. I sincerely hope I did not scare you away with my bass torture test. Most songs do not use those low frequencies. Most songs sound fantastic on this speaker. And don't let it worry you that I'm encouraging you to keep it at 3/4 volume or less. That's true of most speakers. And this sounds plenty loud at 3/4 volume. This is a great speaker to bring on a canoeing trip, on a camping trip, anywhere where you might be near water and you want something small and light to take with you. This sounds fantastic. This is the speaker you want to bring with you for, say, 6 people or less. Sure, if you're trying to entertain 60 people, this might not be enough, but a small group, perfect. I mean, seriously, this sounds great. I'm going to give this a 5 out of 5 star rating. This convinced me that you don't need to label your buttons to be a great speaker experience. Thanks for stopping by.
I was born, 6 gun in my hand, behind a gun, I make my final stand. That's why they call me Bad Company, but I can't deny.
Everybody look at somebody and tell them, I need you. I need you. You need me. We're all a part. We're all a part of God's body.
WONDERBOOM speaker, playing a little yacht rock music. Great for the beach and the pool. We really enjoyed it. Surpassed all our expectations.
Esta noche
Déjale, voy a poner.